Today is a Monday, November 6, 2023. Worldwide aid organizations request Gaza ceasefire. As a weighty barrage goes on across Gaza, 18 UN and other helpful associations issue proclamations requiring a prompt compassionate truce. Somewhere around 9,922 Palestinians killed in Israeli assaults on Gaza and the involved West Bank since October 7. In excess of 1,400 individuals were killed in Hamas assault on Israel. The party of Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas denounces Israel's savage conflict of eradication. The UN says 88 UNRWA staff were killed in Gaza, the biggest number of UN fatalities at any point kept in a solitary clash. Jordan says its aviation-based armed forces dropped a dire clinical guide to the Jordanian Field Emergency Clinic in Gaza. Israeli planes designated 2 structures in Khan Yunis, southern Gaza, and 1 in Tal Azizader in the north. Somewhere around 15 individuals were killed in those assaults. The Israeli Armed Force said it has done 450 airstrikes on Gaza since the previous evening. Palestinian Health Ministry says no less than 200 Palestinians were killed in the short-term airstrikes, adding that many are as yet covered under the rubble. In focal Gaza, Israeli planes designated 3 private structures, killing no less than 45 individuals. Israeli assaults annihilated the main specific psychological well-being focus in Gaza. The assaults likewise hit the 3rd floor of a pediatric medical clinic in Gaza City which treats youngsters with malignant growth. Al-Qassam units say its warriors are trading fire with Israeli soldiers at 3 unique areas in Gaza. After Israel gave one more departure caution, certain individuals who figured out how to cross and arrive at the focal region of the Gaza Strip from the north said Israeli warriors captured some of them. CNN is conveying a report from writers in Gaza, making sense of how the correspondents' power outage and conditions there have been making it very hard for them to get the narrative of what's going on in the blockaded region out to the world. It quotes Hassan El-Zaya, who in a video message shows himself and different columnists remaining on a housetop attempting to get a more grounded sign to convey the film. He says, "Gaza has had no web since yesterday. We attempt however much as could reasonably be expected yet with perfect and unbelievable trouble to get out what's going on in Gaza. A couple of writers and I have come to the highest point of this housetop to film the scenes. It's a battle." CNN reports that one more writer in the clasp, Motaz Aziza, expresses rather than taking what ought to be 1 moment to post a photo on the web, it requires 10 minutes. Recently the Palestinian Interchanges organization Paltal said web access was bit by bit being re-established to the Gaza Strip after correspondences were detached from the Israeli side. It is the 3rd such power outage since Israel started its barrage of Gaza on October 7. Following the unexpected Hamas assault inside Israel which killed north of 1,400. The UK Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, has guaranteed the UK is playing a key job in getting help to Gaza and emphasised his administration requires a philanthropic delay. Media reports Sunak told the press during a visit to Norfolk in the east of Britain. "We have been extremely clear and predictable that we support helpful stops, which are there explicitly to permit help to get into Gaza and prisoners and far-off nationals to emerge. I'm satisfied that north of 100 English nationals have now had the option to leave Gaza on account of our political commitment. I addressed both the Egyptian president and the Israeli prime minister about this particular issue the week before." U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, was not really given a warm welcome in Turkey today, beginning with a censure by Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who was visiting his family's old neighborhood of Rize. All things considered, Blinken met with a Turkish minister, Hakan Fidan, and was welcomed by fights outside the Foreign Service in Ankara, and in the midst of insight about demonstrators endeavoring to storm an air base in southern Turkey lodging U.S. troops. Outside the Foreign Service, a gathering of protesters from Turkey's Childhood Association assembled to shout "Killer Blinken! Escape Turkey," as indicated by state news organization Anadolu. The dissent, albeit little, gave the most recent sign that Turkish authorities are content to channel hostile to American public feeling and permit a flood of public opinion on this issue. Turkey's Compassionate Help Establishment, a moderate NGO that endeavored to send 3 boats to Gaza in 2010 to penetrate the Israeli barricade of the Strip, coordinated a descent outside the southern Incirlik air base, lodging U.S. troops hours before Blinken arrived in Turkey on Sunday night. Regardless of requests from the coordinators that demonstrators shouldn't conflict with the police, scenes from the repercussions recommend these went unheard after protesters endeavored to storm the air base and were met with water cannons, tear gas, and police in full uproar gear. Blinken's gathering with Biden seems improbable due to warm feelings towards Washington either among the Turkish public or Turkish authorities. The supportive government outlet Yeni Şafak even ran a video they guaranteed showed Biden ungracefully evading an embrace from Blinken toward the beginning of their gathering, and there was no public interview made arrangements for after the discussions. Erdogan has been candid on his help for a ceasefire in Gaza, censuring the Israeli attack and requesting the U.S. as well as other world powers start talks expected to give enduring arrangements following a finish to the battle. He likewise coordinated a convention toward the finish of October, gathering thousands to blame the West for being the fundamental guilty party behind the slaughters in Gaza. Thanks for watching and subscribing to the channel.